Welcome. I'm Father Kevin, and this is Alert to Good News. Here's a video reflection on the Gospel for Sunday, April 3, the fifth Sunday of Lent. How many are following the NCAA Division I basketball championships? Unfortunately, my favorite teams did make it to the Final Four. We all like winners, don't we? I had dinner recently at Rumfish Grill at St. Pete's Beach, and they have a huge fish tank, 33,000 pounds of water. It reminded me of a story. An Army general's lobster dinner arrived, and the lobster was missing a claw. "What's this?" he asked. The waiter explained, "Our lobsters are in a tank. They often fight and sometimes lose a claw." And the general bellowed, "Bring me a winner." Anyway, we'll know the basketball winners soon. In John's Gospel, Jesus meets a woman accused of adultery. I wonder if the author Nathaniel Hawthorne read this story before he wrote The Scarlet Letter, a novel about sin, guilt, and the letter A for adulterer. Many of us had to read that novel in school. Anyway, people gathered around Jesus in this parable. Did you ever wonder what Jesus was writing on the ground? Was he doodling? Asking God for advice? Was he calling for a pause so that everyone could think about his or her own life? And what about the man in this adulterous relationship? Why were people not accusing him? In so many words, Jesus says to us in this parable, don't be so negatively judgmental about other people. All of us need forgiveness. Jesus came to forgive, heal, transform us, to save us from death, and propel us into a glorious future, as he did to this woman in this parable. This story invites you and me to reflect on our own willingness to forgive people who have wronged us, intentionally or unintentionally. Because forgiveness is a primary characteristic of discipleship with Jesus. We pray so often the Our Father, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. A folk wisdom says, forgive and forget. But sometimes we can't forgive unless we remember. For example, a wrong done to us, a betrayal of a confidence, or a betrayal of a relationship. Sometimes we even have to forgive ourselves so that we can move forward with our own lives. In a favorite book of mine, and some of you may know this book, The Hiding Place, Corrie ten Boom describes how she lectured throughout post-World War II about the need to forgive. So many atrocities were committed during that war. After one of her talks, a former SS guard came up to her, and he didn't recognize her, but she recognized him immediately as one of the guards in her concentration camp. And suddenly, Corrie remembered as though she was reliving a concentration camp experience. The laughing guards, the heaps of clothes on the floor, the frightened face of her own sister. And when this repentant man extended his hand to shake hers, she kept her hand at her side as she began to have vengeful thoughts about him. And then she remembered, Jesus died for this man. Jesus, forgive him. She tried to smile, to raise a hand, but she couldn't. And so again, she breathed a silent prayer. Jesus, I can't forgive him for what he did to my sister and to so many other people I knew. Give me your gift of forgiveness. And when Jesus tells us to love our enemies, he also gives us the grace to love, to forgive. To forgive as Christ forgives is sometimes impossible to do on our own. But Christ doesn't ask us to forgive on our own. He asks us that we participate in his gift of forgiveness. Forgiveness is an act of the will that overrides our negative feelings. It is possible when we trust God to bring healing and forgiveness and reconciliation to all of our relationships. The gospel today invites us to forgive one another as Jesus forgave us. Forgiveness can transform someone into a person of hope. And so I pray today that God will give all of us the grace to participate in his gift of forgiveness so that we can be at peace with ourselves, with one another, and with God. May the Lord bless you and keep you. And may you have a blessed day and always be alert to good news. Thank you for watching this video. You can see more videos here or simply subscribe by hitting the button below.